Welcome back, guys. We got a 2009 Pontiac G5. There's a backstory to this. This is more of a learning story than diag, but there is diag to it because my hands are dirty. Original issue was a no crank, no start. No crank, no start. The guy got, a shop put in, brand new starter down there. Still a no crank, no start. That's when he called me. When it came to me, the starter solenoid in the fuse block, I threw my ohm meter on the terminal from there to the single pin that tells the starter to go. It's a purple wire. It was a high resistance. So I spliced back some of the insulation. You can see here, this white wire is a jumper that I have on this purple wire. I had good resistance from here to the starter, but I had a crap resistance from here to the fuse block off the relay. Okay, cool. So I just wanted to get them going, get them home. I spliced in this wire, so if I touched it to battery positive, it would crank. It did crank. Did not start though. Okay. I tried a few different things while I was there, on site. And I was like, you gotta bring it here for me to figure it out. So it's here. Okay. So like I said, high resistance there. The fuel pump relay wasn't kicking on. I got a replacement fuse box. Well, hey, it fixed the resistance issue, but it was still a no crank, no start. And even if I jumped it, it was a crank, no start. Intermittent fuel pump kicking on and off. Very interesting. So, how did I want to tackle it? Well, the way I did it was when I was cranking the fuel injector down here, these pink wires always had a good constant hot, but the wire that corresponds with them, it was never getting pulled down to the ground. I'm like, we might need a computer. No, you don't. This is where some people might freak out and say, they need a computer because their injectors ain't pulsing on a ground pulse from the computer. Okay, so let me bring you to the good old ALLDATA. And I wish ALLDATA actually said that, it needed these specific things. But if you look at this G105, it is our constant ground for our crank relay, our starter relay. Okay, but if you also look at G105, it goes to our PCM or ECM in 1, 2, 3, 4 different spots. Okay, so where does this G105 live? I will show you. Under this radiator hose, right there, I stripped all the wires back and I re-crimped them and I soldered them. That's G105. Guess what? After I did that and jumped out the fuel pump relay, the car runs perfect. Awesome. Now, why doesn't the fuel pump relay energize? Well, same thing. It's not G105, and I want to show you guys something with the these GM relays that, you know, some people, I've had people ask me questions about them because they're 4-pin relays and you can put them in one way or the other, right? These 4-pin relays, there's the coil that tells the relay to energize. You got 1 pin there and 1 pin there. So it doesn't matter if you go this way or this way. You can flip them around and they'll work just fine. Okay. So this is the bottom view. So when you're looking at it at the fuse block, and I'm going to show it with a test light here. I'm going to put it to a good ground. So we got a good ground. I probably already broke it. We should have constant power on our top right, and our load side is going to be bottom left. Okay. This should be constant ground. Our bottom right should be constant ground, and this guy should be from the PCM telling the fuel pump to turn on, and we'll prove that out right now. So command state on our fuel pump, we hit on. Might have been too. I might have the car off, but I want to prove this out to you guys, and this will be a good learning experience for everybody. Yep. So I got it on. Shut off the headlights. This battery's already on its last leg. I don't want to compromise it. So let's try this again. Fuel pump relay. And if I hit on, I'm sure it's not going to do it yet because it's got to actually connect to the damn computer. So let me go back out of all this crap, and I'll actually show you it. Pontiac's actually, GM does have a good amount of diagnostic features in a bi-directional tool. So if I go to GM, I just want to, like I said, I want to prove this point. That top left pin should be from the ECM telling that relay to kick on, and that bottom right pin should be a constant ground. So from battery positive, we should always have a light. So might as well fast forward through the YouTube video at this point, because this does take a little bit of time. Yeah, I don't care if it has stability or not. We're not after that. But we're after system selection, ECM. We're looking at actuation test. We're looking at fuel system. No, we're not. Actually, in the fuel system, with this fuel injector balance, you can actually fire off fuel injectors individually, which is actually pretty cool. But we're looking at output control, fuel pump relay. Okay. So we're ready to rock and roll here. So this only runs for 2 seconds. The top right, like I said, is always our constant hot. But our top left, that is dead right now, if I hit on, hit on, and that's our top left. So we got good PCM control for a positive for that relay to pick up. We don't have a ground though, which is where I was ohming stuff out and reading where the hell this one is G101. G101 is under the coolant reservoir, so I ripped that out. And look how crusty and cheesy that thing is. So I have a feeling once I repair this, and you can see rodent damage. This is all from rodents. I guarantee you, once I repair this and clean up this ground, we'll be in pretty damn good shape, and it will energize that fuel pump relay. So if it doesn't, I'll continue the video, but I guarantee you this is going to be our fix. This is going to be our fix. We have another ground here, but this is our washer fluid reservoir. It's also pretty crusty and rusty. Do we fix it? I don't know. I'm just trying to get this car running and give it back to the guy. So we might not. I've been pretty far into this, so but we are on a good forward track.